What's the deal, gang? What goes on? Good morning. It's election day. Election day. The 30 just closed. No top wick here. Kind of look like ass and feet on the hourly. Just ugly range. So, yeah, it's honestly the clock's moved back an hour, and so remember we start an hour later now, technically because of the clock change. But I couldn't start my PC. I kept getting some execution error. I restarted my PC like 3 times and I kept getting some execution error right as I'm starting my PC. So right now I'm not getting an error message. I think one of the fans went out because it was making noise, and then all of a sudden it just stopped making noise, and now it's running. Yeah. Took a L last night. Took a L in a signal channel. Around 5%. Yeah, it's a bigger than usual L for me. But I deserve it. I got home at like 3 a.m. last night, and I went over my entries, and I think it's one of the few times where I completely misjudged the charts, and I had no business entering on a flip when the perfect opportunity was off a top wick, maybe about 10 minutes before I entered. It was when I got home, I was going over it, and I'm like, I'm a knucklehead. This was so clear as day as I'm going over it. And I tell you, I had a sell, gang. On the flip of a candle over here, and it went straight up against me. And I had no business being in on a flip there, because when I looked it over, I was like, the optimal position here was, there's a level here, there's a range. If we go back, I want to go over this because it just doesn't make sense to take flip entries with the way we manage risk. It just doesn't make sense here, and I had no business being in that position because we already had, hold on, where's my annotations? Oh, there they are. As the market printed here, it gave you a top wick where you had rejections previously in history. There's a range here if we go back to the left, but I'll go back later and show you. So once we have this, once we bounce off a resistance, when we go to the left there is no more resistances up until all the way up here. I should not have been managing risk based on the fact, or as if we took a wick entry. I managed risk as if we took a wick entry, but we had a flip entry, and it just didn't make sense. Right? As we started breaking these highs, we're like, yeah, we're making a steeper wick. But then I'm like, no, we already made a wick and a rebreak, and we made a bottom wick as well. A rebreak of the highs here will take you to that next resistance. I should have been either out on the rebreak of the highs here, but just mental lapse, mental breakdown. And not a robot, but I was watching this and I'm like, I would never take that in a New York session, because I would understand that rebreak of the high takes you to the next resistance, and the next resistance, if it was here, fine. If it was here, if there was a strong range here previously, fine, but there was nothing previously. You had to ride up, and I think we're just late. I think the entry was 10 minutes too late. It should have been a top wick entry here, and that's it, full close here, and the end of the position. And just a mental lapse on my part. I never see that. How big was the loss? It was a 60K loss for me last night. About 5%. So I came back and I was just here. I was on the charts for an hour, just wondering how this would have played out better. And what I do is when I take losses, I just I'll typically hold on. Let me clear this out. Typically, when I take a loss, I'll go back and I'll go to replay mode and I'll do this, right? And I'll just let the market print again, right? Typically, I'll just... Oh, hold on a second, gang. Yeah, so I went back and I just played replay and I thought to myself, I was like, that just does not make sense. You seen that top wick that it made? Wait, it's moving too fast, but pause. But you get the point. I'll go back to replay mode and I'll watch this print again, obviously much slower. And I'll see, I'll start thinking how I'm gonna react here. And I just thought to myself, I wouldn't be in on there had I been here sitting in the New York session and really analyzing the chart. So I was just kicking myself, just really complete mental lapse, mental breakdown there. And then when the market, right, the market gave you a chance to get out here on the 15, right? We had entry somewhere right here, but because it was a flip entry and not a wick entry, I didn't even think to manage risk here. But this is typically like the last few times we had that trade, we had the wick entry, right? We had a pineapple here, and then when the market gives us a chance to get out on the bottom wick, that's what we've done on that 15. And just mental lapse on my end, on my part. Chump change, yeah, but it's not about the money. It's really, really about the trade and really seeing it and understanding it. And like, that was just, it was a dumb move. I don't think it was a mistake. It was just a complete misjudgment, right? The account's still there. The account's still 7 figures. How about that? Right? It was a 60K loss, and yeah, that was it. It was L for a lesson, not a L for a loss. Yeah, I promise you that it ain't gonna happen again. That entry ain't gonna happen again. There's gonna be no more flip entries here. That's gonna be the wick entries that we're used to. We're trying to put ourselves in the most optimal place to manage risk if we're wrong. And if we had that wick entry, we would have been just fine. But I was about 10 minutes too late to look at the charts, and I was like, all right, let's settle for the flip. And that settle for the flip really burned me. So don't settle, gang. Learn from my mistakes. Yeah. Yeah, I was really pissed at myself. I was like, you didn't see this and you didn't see that? Just kind of tight. Yeah, I'm not, I don't know. Not too worried, right? I gotta I don't know, but 5% loss is a 5% loss. You know what I mean? Will you up your lot size? I might. Yeah. I mean, it's a $1.1 million account. So, yeah. you know, 60K loss isn't massive, but like in relation, but it was just a dumb move. Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely make it back. Last time I had a 60K loss, it took us 3 weeks. A little 3.5 weeks. But I might be raising my lot size. Yeah, I might be going to 20 lots. Just so I don't spend the next 3 weeks making it. Maybe we can, you know, make it back in like a week and a half, 2 weeks. 60K in pips. It was a lot of pips. So I had my initial positions here were all 5 lots, and then I had 10 lots. So these were all 5 lots. I took like 10 pineapples here. And it should have been, right, which should have closed out on this bottom wick here. As we started making a bottom wick here, that's where we should have closed. It would have been a loss, but it would have been a minor loss. It would have been like a few pips. But you are taking 2 trades. Yeah, yesterday my first set of trades when we took the trades here was at 5 lots. It was Asian session. It's election week, so yesterday for election week I lowered my lots, but to 5. But I'm gonna raise them to 20. If we're taking our positions, I don't see a reason for us to not be doing that. It's the same thing as losing 6,000 on a 100K account. But like, if I approached myself with that position, I probably would have told him, you're an idiot. Why are you in over there, not over here? Why weren't you in 10 minutes earlier? You make no sense. You're settling for a position. I heard myself talking to myself. I was like, you have a 1M account. Yeah, here. Just, I was really disappointed in myself. Just dumb position. Anyway, let's get into some breakdowns here. I wanted to go over that. We cannot settle here, gang. When you see pushes like that, you cannot settle for that flip. You have to get your optimal positions. When you see pushes like that and you're tapping those 4-hour, those daily lows, you can't settle for that position, right? Look at these wicks on the daily. We could not have settled for a flip in this area. It should have been the top wick. It affects your sleep outtake. I got home really late. I got home at like 3 a.m. All right. So daily's flip bullish here, filling the previous daily wick. Previous daily had no bottom wick. We just made one for it. We're coming up. The 4-hour closed bullish. This current 4 hours got a bottom wick. It's driving up. We got 15 minutes in this 4 hour before it closes. It's going to be interesting. We might have positions off the next 4 hour if we are able to kind of come up here and drive through the resistance here to the left. So we have a level here. If this 4 hour is able to do something like this in the next 15 minutes, if we can pull up, I pull up. If we can do this, we will look for bottom wick sells. No flip. No flip. Bottom wick entries only. All right, wick entries only. But that's going to be the way we manage risk. Wick entries, because it'll give us the optimal opportunity to manage risk in case we are wrong. We will drive only off supports or resistances that now turn into support. That is the only way we'll be in there. Oh, hold on a second, gang. You're not yourself when you don't smoke. You're right. You're right. Well, I'll smoke in a minute. I'm just really, I was pissed at myself. It's a dumb loss. I don't have too many mental lapses, so I get pissed at myself like I'm the coach of the team. Anyway, as the 4 hours driving up, let's mark off that resistance that we said we want to blast through. And let's mark off a support where we are driving from. Wait. Let's move this back. Let's go here. So anything outside of these areas, I'll be cool with. Right? But let's see it. Let's see it push. Let's see it push. Zoom door. Oh shit. Hold on. Damn, a lot of people at the door. Yeah. Thank you. So we're gonna have news here at 10, right? But ideally, I want to be off. I want to be off by 10. Actually, no, I'm done. I'm lying. We're trade the news. I'm lying. We will trade the news. We will watch a little bit of Papa Trump. We'll see what's going on. The polls are open, right? Yeah, the polls have opened. Yeah, we got 10 minutes for these closures. We want to close outside of 46 to 31. This is a massive range. This is 150 pips here. Jeez. Prices going up to stop old sellers and fake in retail longs before dropping back down to weekly lows today. That's what I expect to see. And I'm a perma bull. What? You're expecting to see a fake out up here to come back down and drive down. Got it. Let's make this look like a football field right now. Want the same smile on your face and one time same capiche. Let's lock in. Let's see what we can do here. $10 minutes, or I'm sorry, 8 minutes for this 4-hour closure. It'll touch 50. 50 ain't letting nobody touch him. Trust me. Is my eye red? I feel like I got pink eye. I'll let you know when I'm shorting for the reversals back to 27.34. Yeah, please. I got to make that 50K back. Please, bro. Hook it up. Hook it up. I don't know, gang. Give me a sec. We got 7 minutes here. I don't feel like myself. I need to have some of that cryptochronic kind of like in my system. Unless 50K was 0.25, your total cap be over risk. That's why you're still thinking about it. No, I'll tell you exactly why I'm thinking about it. Remember how I say, would you rather be stuck in drawdown according to plan or not according to plan? And I was not stuck in drawdown according to plan. And that's why it eats at me, because I am the plan, right? And I wasn't in there according to myself. And that's why it eats at me. That's why I also say this in the New York session, right? I'll feel some type of way if I'm taking a loss, and it's not if I'm stuck in drawdown and I'm not in a position that I planned for when I'm stuck in drawdown. That's what makes me feel some type of way. It's not about the money. It's about the actual trade. The actual trade that I know. I take it, I take these trades and manage risk on them all day long. It's just a lapse. And that's what I'm not about. That shit could have been 5K, 10K. It could have been 1%. Right? It wouldn't matter. If I taking that loss, made me feel some type of way. It's not going to significantly impact, my day, but I just hold myself to a higher standard when I'm taking those positions, and just disappointed in myself. Anyway, outside of that, though, I will tell you this, though, gang. We're not looking to smash, 100, 1,000 pips. Not looking to make 50K the next trade. That's for sure. I'm looking to take our positions. Some type of way, make you feel some type of way. Yo. Rip to the homie Quan, bro. I was a big fan. Any other big fans? I was really a fan of Quan. Really liked him. All right, well, the joints rolled. The polls are open. If you ain't smoking weed first thing in the morning, you are broken. So I'm gonna go smoke some weed. I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it. Hold on, gang. Anybody need a ghostwriter? You crackhead. No, I'm a weed head. Drake's hiring. Tell me how you control overtrading after taking a big L, because generally traded on for recovery on the same day. Well, I saw an opportunity. I took more positions and with like 20 pip stops, and I took an L on that too. But so my combined loss last night is like 60K. But I was just like, all right, I'm not thinking clearly, and like it's late. I'm gonna come home and really go over this loss and see where it broke down. And when I got home and I actually saw this not on my MT5 on the phone, but when I started looking at it on the computer, on the PC, and I could actually go back like this and it makes simple to see levels, I was like, oh yeah, you knucklehead. So yeah, sometimes you just got to get out of your own way, you know what I mean? Two minutes. We got 2 minutes here. So give me 1 minute. All right, chat. Holy jumping fucking Jesus. What the fuck? Why is it so windy? Shit, windy for no reason. Some type of way. Yeah, my table fell over. I'm gonna have to put this joint on top of this propane tank right now. Chat, if I put a lit joint on top of the propane tank, nothing can happen, right? Because the propane tank is sealed, right? All right, let's try it, and I'm walking inside. If you guys hear a big boom, go outside and see smoke, just know that you live within 15 miles of Wix 9. And we're practically neighbors, so call the fucking fire department in that direction. Fuck around, find out, see what happens. You good? Just open the valve before you do it. It'll keep the joint lit for you. Thanks. So we got the closure, but the closure is belowsion. Closure belowser so far. Respecting the resistance. So we wait. We still wait, or I still wait. Not much there. We closed above the most recent, respecting the overall. Tapped the overall, didn't blow past it. Maybe we can see a heavy push now for the 15 or the 30. But yeah, what, that joint made me feel so much better. Damn. Who else shows up and discusses a massive loss that they fucking took off stream that nobody knows about? Damn. Yeah, you can tell that got me tight. You ever gonna kick the vape? Yeah, as soon as this shit's fucking dead, I'm gonna kick the shit out of it right across the street to the neighbor's yard. I'm a field goal this bitch. You ever seen how rugby players kick? I'm gonna do that shit the same way on the run. I'm gonna take a 3-step or a 4-step running start, throw it up in the air and kick the shit out of it like I'm a fucking soccer goalkeeper. Have my kid over there holding it down like a field goal placer. Just football, soccer. Soccer, because you play soccer with your socks. Make it a reel like the mosquito. Yo, that reel is honestly underrated. That reel is underrated. Chat, go watch my mosquito reel. Is Wix a millionaire? What's the difference, bro? What's the difference? What's in my checking account? Honestly, if you own properties worth 10 million, but you don't have $1 million liquid in your checking account, I don't consider you a millionaire, right? Millionaire, like the dude with the BMW, rich, millionaire, bumbleclot, rich, millionaire. No, you gotta have $1 million liquid, right? Then you can ball like $1 million. Like when people say millionaire, right? Your house could be worth $1 million, right? You could have a 900K house, 100 grand in your savings or whatever, or a life insurance policy, and have nothing in your checking account, right? And you're not broke, right? You got $1 million. It's just that money's spoken for, right? But like when people think millionaire, they think, oh, liquid money, right? So that's why I'm like, all right, if you got $1 million liquid, all right, you're a millionaire. Otherwise, you're just, you know, you're getting your shit together. You're building. Yeah. Definitely don't have $1 million liquid in my checking account. If that's what you're referring to. No, my money's all working for me. To have $1 million cash, that means all the, like, because your money would be working for you, right? If you're a sensible person, right? You don't keep that money in cash. You make investments, you buy properties, right? Unless all of that is already done, like there's absolutely no reason for anyone to have $1 million cash. Because you could have $1 million cash and, you know, live like you're in a third world country if your money's working for you. It's all spoken for. You're not broke. It's just money's all spoken for. Yeah, it's just, it wouldn't be, it's just a dumb idea to have 1 million sit. I've never met anyone that has 1 million cash sitting there. The richest people I've met have all of that money utilized. Today's slow like a turtle. Yo, did you guys see this shit? It was so funny. This dude dressed up like a turtle and started crossing the street in a turtle suit on Halloween, just like a turtle. And it took him like 10 minutes to get well, it didn't take him. He did it on purpose, right? Like 10 minutes to get across. He only got halfway down the road, turned around and started walking back, and the cars are sitting there like, yo. So somebody got out, tried to push him off, and he flipped over like a turtle, and he was like this street. There's a whole crowd around him like, yo, how do we get somebody came out and was actually like, that's a turtle, leave him alone, he's being a turtle. And they're like, you're not fucking serious. Yeah, what did the woman say? She said, leave him alone, he's a turtle. People are like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't know where I seen it. It was messed up. Wait, it wasn't, it was funny as hell. It was some shit the Nelk boys would do. I saw the other one with the Nelk boys yesterday with Vitali, where they showed up to this lady's house. They were like, so do you support illegal immigration? She's like, I think everyone should have a chance to be here. So they pulled up a bus with like 100 people, and they're like, all right, guys, you're moving in here. I think we found somebody that'll let you stay. Hold on, dressed as turtle. Oh, right here, right here. I got it.
Oh my god.
You guys seen this? Right here. This is it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Do you see this? I don't know. Oh wow.
Someone behind or something. Like, let's
Golden.
go.
Oh wow. Oh wow, let's start the fight. Shut. Y'all, there are people filming left and right. Oh my god. Oh, he's nervous. What the heck is happening?
Leave him alone, he's just a turtle.
He said leave him alone, he's just a turtle. Oh my gosh. There are people.
She pushed her off. She pushed her off. She's like, leave him alone, he's just a turtle. Look, people come to record and shit.
Oh my god.
Ah! She flipped him over.
Shut up. I've never seen anything like this before in my life.
Yo, people are fucked. The fact that he flipped over and started doing this like a turtle was wild. Guy looking for water. old UX? You trying to hit on me? Age is just a state of mind. If you don't mind, it don't matter. Hey, yo. Hold on, who's Wish 9? Is that Nate? Alright. Cool. Cool, man. I'm glad there was no second turtle. That would have been wild. It just came out of nowhere. I think a sloth might have been funnier. Like if the second one came out as a sloth and just slowly dragged the turtle away at like 0.25 speed. Why don't we take a sell on the 30 no bottom wick? You mean when we were making a top wick? What do you mean? We made a top wick first here, didn't we? I wouldn't look for a sell here. I would need a bearish closure. A strong push down off this level before I'm going to take a position. For now, I see a 2-hour that closed massively bullish top wick to fill range to come up. Can absolutely drive through here. This is no good for me. See Aiden Ross put $1 million on Trump to win. And if he wins, he makes 1.6. Good news is you're swinging buys, W. Yeah, I'm not looking for a position at this area. I'm looking for us to see what this level does, how we react at this area. Do we just blast right through it, or do we reject? Then I'll take a position. I'm waiting for the market to tell me what it's going to do, and I'll hop on, right? I'll hop on at like the next stop. I'm not going to guess which direction it's going to go to right now. I'm going to let it decide, and then we'll hop on for a small piece. Drive through, I don't think it's today. Well, we'll see, Robert, right? We'll see it. Drive through, like, this range is massive, right? We could stay in a range. We could stay within this range, but this range is over 200 pips, 300 pips. A French whale has bet 45 million on a Trump win so far. I wonder what he spent on donations to the campaign. Le Chameau. It's a funny one. Most of those bullish, they end up buy rejecting. It looked like a setup for onion at the 30 close. Well, you'll see the onion. You'll see this bearish closure here, right? The 15 will close bearish here, giving you an onion, but it's only a 15. And is this an onion you want to take? Because it looks more of like an indecision candle. It's closer to a doji than a really bearish push, right? And then you look at the higher time frames and you're like, all right, the 4 hours closed bullish, the 2 hour closed bullish, the 1 hour closed bullish, the 30 closed bullish, and they all have wicks to fill. So until we get that strong bearish closure or a bearish closure mid-range here respecting most recent with no bottom wick, right? Then at which point we can look for buys. Right, either a strong bearish push down, at which point we can look to fill the rest of this range here. right? Top wick sells only. Or we can have this candle do this, right? Respect either this or this right here, or this. If it closes no bottom wick in any of these areas, and then you open up, like if it closes like this, like a leg candle, right? Then I'm gonna say, all right, if we open up with a bottom wick straight down to here, then I'll look for buys off that bottom wick as we're coming down, expecting the market to come up and create a top wick. Capiche?
Remember it. Write it down. Take a picture. I don't give a fuck.
Alright, yeah, so that's where we're at. That's what we're gonna do. What will you do if Kamala wins? Kamala. If Kamala wins, I'm probably gonna have to, I don't know, go say goodbye to my kids and head off to World War III. So you would only look for sells. You see at 27.31.89. Look for sells towards there. Yeah, the good thing is it doesn't matter who wins for us to see volume here. We'll see volume either way. I heard from news many rich is planning to leave the US, but you know what I mean? That's what they said when last time Trump won. They were like, we're leaving. That's it. And I didn't see nobody buying no plane tickets. Yeah, if the election, if it comes down to Pennsylvania, like if that's going to be the deciding factor, we're not going to know the results for the next few days. Pennsylvania is going to take like 3 to 4 days to count everything. But yeah. That's the way the cookie crumbles, chat. If he isn't leaving, no one is. Yeah, people just like to talk a lot. I'm leaving. No, you're not. You're going to go to work the next day and complain to everyone you know. And tell them that you're leaving. Keys to the count. 95% was counted on election night in 2020. Pretty decisive here. Honestly, NYC Open's coming up, and if you remember yesterday, we were in a range up until 922, 925, and we started pushing right before NYC Open. So we were coming down. Fucking Whoopi Goldberg. Doesn't Whoopi Goldberg look like Lil Wayne? That's crazy. I don't know. Just a random thought. They showed her on TV for a second. Okay, I'm a Goomba. What's a goon to a goblin? Nothing, nothing. Your package is currently at the local storage facility. Unfortunately, it has been held here for 24 hours due to delivery issues. The delivery was attempted, but due to damage to your street wasn't accessible. Well, that's why the fuck I moved. These fuckers don't have my new. Yeah, like a slightly plump tatless, no eyebrow, having Lil Wayne. Yep, that's it. I don't know. To me, she does. Chat, the office is slowly coming along. I got the painting up. I got the pineapple light up. I got the skull up. I just got to put the lights behind me and we're good. Club Wix 9 is open for business. All to move again in 3 weeks? No, I'm gonna keep my office. This place has a really big office. It's really like double or triple the size of my old one. So give us a tour. I gave you a tour yesterday. What do you mean? You can't have a tour every day. Not well. A lot changed, right? I moved shit out. This room is just now bigger and emptier. I hung paintings up. Hey, look, if you're a brand and you want to advertise, look at all that banner space behind me right now. Let me know. Hey, Red Bull, if you're in here, we could be, you know, the extreme sports of trading. I will Wix DM me. No, DM me. I'll forget. Got a hemp distribution. You know how it goes. I'm gonna smoke some of that and I'm gonna forget. It's Vince. It's Vince. No, DM me. DM me on IG. Let's talk money. Honestly, if you were gonna have a face of a marijuana company, this face that no mother no mother can't love. So many memories in the other room. I know. Don't tell anybody about it, bro. It's between me and you. Shh. No, I had a fridge with soda drinks. Yeah, but they weren't sponsored. I'm trying to have this shit sponsored, or you're not making it on stream. Word. That last trade was brought to you by Hennessy. That would be wild. All right, pushing it. Here we go. Remember we said right before the last 5 minutes before 9:30 yesterday we pushed. So maybe we see something like that today. 2 minutes. Dos. Word. Anything's possible. 1-day payouts brought to you by Henny, where anything's possible. I don't always trade and drink, but when I do, it's Dos Equis. He is the most interesting trader in the world. J.R. Smith did. Why not? Because J.R. Smith caught the rebound, thought they were up by 1, and dribbled that shit back out to the three-point line. That's why. LeBron never forgave him for that shit. Anyway, 1 minute here. I would like to see a push because I think we're still within the 5 minute. Yep, the 5 minute. And I'd want to see a top wick. We might not though. This is right. NYC open. Maybe this pushes straight through. But this no top wick area so far is not too pretty. That's a good one. He has inside jokes with complete strangers. Mosquitoes refuse to bite him purely out of respect. Crazy to see LeBron play with his son. Oh, hey, yo. Take it easy. LeBron Menendez. No top wick here on the 30, gang. We're gonna wait for a top wick to be created. Let's see if this can push up like that and close bullish so we can trade the top wick. It's tough, you know. The thing is, 9:30 is is volume, right? A high volume candle. It's NYC open. So I treat 930 a bit differently here with no wick, because there are times where 930 opens and you just do this with no bottom wick. And no, you don't need a top wick because it's just a volume push. So I'd like to see a closure here, right? If we're able to drive up here right now with no top wicks, I mean with no bottom wick, all the way up to the next higher time frame resistance, like 50, then I would look for that sell off the top wick, expecting a bottom wick before we drive. But not here, not on that top wick. It's not really bouncing off anything. 2750 would be it. Right now, it's up to us to see if this bearish drive is going to respect support or if it's going to break down. But remember, I said we need a top wick first. It's gonna make one. It's gonna have an easier time to fill it because now this is range. Are we waiting on the news on the 1 hour? I'm not waiting on it, but I'm waiting for it to set up. And if we don't set up by news, then we'll trade news. Flip, rebreak at highs. I don't know. Is it me? This is way off right now. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it bounced off a support here, created a top wick, so now as you're coming up, it just makes sense to fill it. I just don't have an edge here right now. We have... Well, it's an orange fold at 945. I'm really concerned about... I'm not concerned about, but if we're going to trade news, it's going to be this red folder at 10. There we go. Filled that wick. Will it re-break the highs? So had this bottom wick not been here, we would be looking, or we probably have a sell limit here at 50. But now that we do have that bottom wick, we can be driving. So while we might see a reaction at this area, I would rather wait for this candle to close. Even a 5, I wouldn't mind a 5 closure, as long as it leaves a steep wick that we can fill. Wait. We want this to have this kind of wick. Then you can say, all right, we're going to make a top wick before heading down. Play the flip. Go to the daily. How steep is that daily wick? We already filled it. So we just broke the previous daily high, right? We filled the wick, broke that previous daily high. I think you're looking at 27.57 next. How did that 5 close? 5 closed, no top wick. So maybe we'll wait on the 15. 15 is an orange folder though, but we'll trade it. We'll trade price action until 10. Why do we not think it's liquidity to come down again? Because if it's going to come down back into range, I just believe this support here is stronger than this resistance. And so if we're going to come down, I think we're going to have to fill the range first before we come down. This is a higher time frame, stronger resistance than this is. Than this whole area is. So while, like I said, while we might see a reaction at this area, I wouldn't take it as a rejection because now we've bounced off here, right? If we didn't have this bottom wick, I would right now, right where we were, where that top wick is, we would have had sells because we would expect this bottom wick to be made, but it's already there. And it's already grabbed orders at 47. So I'm going to think that's stronger than this minor area, and it's going to have enough juice to come up. But I'm not going to enter based on what I think. First, I'll have to see it print the way I need it to print. It's going to need to give me that top wick. It's going to need to have a strong push. It's going to need to close bullish. We're going to need a bottom wick on the next candle. Like, all of these things are going to happen. You think Asian session will be very volatile tonight? I don't think I'll trade Asian session tonight. I'm going to be watching the election results. I want to look at the charts just to see kind of how they react. I'm not trading Asian tonight. I'm going to be enjoying the election result. Well, I'm going to be watching the election results with my oldest one because she went with me to the polls, right? And she went with me to vote, and we went over every single candidate, all the judges, all our local, right, election, all the federal, all of that. We went over everything, and then we went over all the amendments that are being that are being voted on. I think there were 6 of them, and so she, it was kind of interesting for her. And then so I promised her we're also going to watch the results come in, and just so she could learn the whole election experience. I think you have to get your kids interested in that earlier for them, or not interested. You have to make them understand it as early as possible so they can be interested as they're growing up, because now they understand it and know it, right? So when they have discussions with their friends, they can be motivated to talk about it because they know something, versus like the friends who don't, and then those friends don't really care to go vote. Like, if you're not knowledgeable in something, you'll kind of avoid it. So I'll try to have them knowledgeable in it so they don't avoid it and they know what they're talking about. So I won't be trading tonight. I'll be spending the evening with my older one, eldest. So the polls start closing, what, 7? I think by 8, 9 p.m. we'll see results coming in. I think we'll see states being called sometime between 6 and 9 p.m. tonight. Oh, it's the time to change the tape. Gotcha. If I was taking a guess, I would say it's going to be a landslide victory for Trump. It's going to get called early. I think the polls are wrong. It's Husky. It's time to rock around. What up, Husky? I saw your breakfast from yesterday. That shit looked delicious. Those burgers look great. I was like, the only way it would be better is if you could salt base some caviar on top of that shit. It'll be the same outcome when Trump went up against Hillary. Yeah, you guys notice Trump's a woman beater. Beat Hillary. Beat Kamala. This guy, man. I think he should come out to the podium to accept the nomination in a wife beater. If he shows up in a wife beater and some jean shorts, some jorts, to accept the nomination. Oh man. Pushing it, pushing it, push. My concern is that damn street. Yeah, I saw the videos. People take pictures, took videos from like the electronic poll where like you press Trump and the shit marks Kamala, and then you're like Trump, Trump, and it's like Kamala. It just they couldn't press the word Trump. Every time you click on Trump, it would mark off Kamala. Thank you for your vote. It's like, bruh, I pressed Trump. That's from The Simpsons? No, that was an actual live video somebody took from the polls. All right. Flippity pippity pop. 15 minutes is closing bearish. We do not have a bottom wick. And the hourly, I'm sorry, in the 30. No, the hourly is still bullish. Still be interesting if this closes with no bottom wick. We'll end up looking for buys here at around 27.42. We have a bottom wick. You can take videos. Yeah, I took videos. I have a video and pictures of my whole ballot. My daughter was standing next to me. She was looking over like our shoulder to see, like, because I was telling her like what the amendments are and the judges, and we were going over, and I was showing her how to mark it off. And then she's over there looking at the people next to us. She's like, Dad, the man on the right of you and the lady on the left are also voting Trump. I'm like, shh, don't stop looking over people's shoulders. All right, we got an orange folder. Even numbers. So we're gonna treat you like the collections agency and just ignore you. Ignore that phone call. That's how you start a fight. Chat. Let me check if my joint's still there or if it's somewhere up in like the stratosphere with that fucking propane tank. The joint's still here. Yeah, I see us coming down here. We have news in 10 minutes. Might end up waiting on that red folder. New neighbor just said hi to me. She ain't a cook, but she could leap over fences. She got at least a 20-inch vertical because she just hopped over that fence and went, hi. Oh, yeah. Hold on a second, gang. Hold on. Mo fire. Who's knew you were a neighbor? That's a good point. That is a solid point. Chat, who's with me? We're gonna have a green drink. Green drinks are in the house. And I'm gonna drink it. Yo, Green. Cheers to you, bro.
It's because I'm green, isn't it?
I had like a guava seed. I'm sorry, gang. It's a green type of day today. Green shirt, green drink, green mods. Potential spam. Well, potential hang up. News in 8 minutes, that's right. Cam blurry? Nah, I'm just blurry by nature, bro. I'm naturally blurry. You see me in real life, you're just big blurry dreadhead walking around. You see me across the street, I'm way out of focus. Where it'd be one I'd be walking out of focus. Blurry because you have Japanese 420p. Nah, I'm It's just natural habitat. Yo, I don't like these guava seeds. I don't think I'm gonna have any more of that green drink. It's delicious, but the seeds. Jeez. Okay, gang, let's do this. Paper trade ideas for the news. Sample size in this. Buys here. And this would be a buy limit before news, and this would be the stop. Okay, so the idea on that position, and this is not going to be a real trade, this is something I'm sample sizing, strictly paper trading, just to get some data on this for next year. And the key will be to spike down. Oh, oops, wrong color. I see red. Red. So the key will be to come down and really pull back up to look something like this. Yeah, it can continue down, but the key would be a small risk here, bouncing off a support just for maybe a 20, 30, 40 pip pullback. And eventually if it decides to break that with the news, great. But I think if we're able to tap these areas, market will pull back up before driving either down through or reflipping. And this will also give you a really small stop. Yeah, if it blasts right through this, you took a 30 pip loss, but it's highly likely that it'll tap that area and drive up and flip bullish, and then you're well ahead for maybe 100, 150 pip W. This will be strictly a sample size trade. Now, as far as the trade that we are going to take, We will, for the first 5 minutes after the news, from 10 to 10:05, we'll drop down to the 1. We will look for a push. We will look for a pullback. And then we will look for a re-break of that push, whether it's going to be a high or a low. Okay? If the market pulls up, right? Once it pushes, once it starts doing this, right? We will look for either a rebreak of the highs, or if the 1 minute is able to give you that bottom wick, we will look for a flip entry on the 1 minute, not the rebreak of the highs. And same thing will go for the sell. If in the first 5 minutes none of that happens, we will drop off the 1 minute, or we will come up off the 1 minute to the 5 minute, and we will look for a wick entry on the 5 minute, much in the same way that the 1 minute would have looked like there. Yes, that's a good point, Dan. Everybody watch out for your spreads jumping for news. My spread has been steady all morning at around 1.5, but for news it can jump. I've seen it jump to 20, 25, 18, you know, so oh, I thought we were just down here. It looked like we were going to close and get that bottom wick. Guess not. Got a guava seeds in my too. Hold on, gang. If we miss a trade because of guava, I can't tell if it's out. It's like wearing a hat for too long. When you take it off, it's like you're still wearing a hat. Gargle. Gargoyle. $20. What is gonna happen here, chat? Come on. Heavy push down. This flip bullish to drive. Or will it re-break the lows? How did the numbers drop? Good numbers. Bad for gold. We're looking for a re-break out of lows here. Taking a... Wait, not yet. Right there in positions here. Ah! Chat. Hold on. Hold on, hold on. I gotta close them. I took a wrong lot position. I'm taking it again right here. Sorry. Sorry, Signal Channel. I closed it not for you guys. I took the wrong lot size. Whoo! It didn't move. It didn't move. We're still in the same spot. Whoo! Yeah, so I took a sell and a rebreak of the lows. Off the 1 minute. My entry is 27.43. I took a sell 27.43 as we rebroke the lows off the 1 minute. No, I could, well, we didn't move for that split sec. I closed it out right away and I took a sell with the normal lot size. Let me come down here. Strong support. Okay, I'm gonna go break even here because if we come up, we're gonna get taken out. So I'm gonna go break even on all the positions and let's see if we can push down. Because this is a strong support. If we blast through it, we just tried twice. If we come back up, that means we're gonna start heading back up for the flip. I'm gonna close half here at 11 on one position, and I'm gonna let the second 10 lot ride and break even. Close full here at 20 pips. Bada bing, bada boom, close full. Yeah, that was the news position. That was it. Yeah, I opened this at one lot, and I was like, no, because the signal channel got it right, so I had to close it out and bring it up to 10 lots because otherwise it's a waste. So I closed it out right away. I think we were still around that same spot, right? What did I lose on that closure? It was like 4 or 5 pips, right? Like 4 pips. I'm sorry, gang. Well, I'm sorry, Signal Channel. You guys, whoever didn't show up here, you guys didn't have to close out that initial position. Just I did. But we still killed it. Still killed it. 30 pips overall, I think, on the trade. Just -4, right? -5 pips. Because I had to close out this. the initial entry. But that's the news trade, right? We created a low, something we've been doing, right? We created a low down here as it was printing on the one. Now you can't see it now, but it came down here, and then it rebroke that low for a little bit, came back up. But that's our position. We didn't really see much drawdown there, right? How much drawdown do we see? 7 pips. Amazing. I went too quick BE. I learned my lesson. I let these 2 top wicks play out before going BE, because if I was gonna go BE, I was gonna wait for that 5 to close with that push, right? With that push below here, either the one was gonna re-break the low, or the 5 closes bearish here anyway. So if we pull back, there'll be a top wick on the 5. So I was like, if I give it another minute or 2, I'll be able to see the 5 closure through, and it'll just continue down. I was gonna go B, but I got high. No, I just learned my lesson from seeing the 1 minute, you know, really jump up and down. So we see an initial push, and that initial push is typically to a support area, and then you see it kind of play around. But the fact that it's playing around there doesn't mean anything, because the 5's still open. That 5 closes. Even if it pulls back here, that 5 would have closed, right? Even if it pulled back and we had some bullish 1 minute candles, this is a massive push here on the 1 minute. The 5 would have still closed like this, and then you still have your pineapples here. But yeah, perfect. This is exactly the way the news have been playing out the entire year. We have 3 losses on news trades all year, and we've traded the news all year. Still in? Yeah, I think that full TP got smashed there, 2 for 30, right? Okay, watch this area. Watch this area. This is our paper trade area. This is where buy limits would be, right here. People moaning over BE. I didn't go B. I didn't close at B. I went B in terms of my stops. I'm going BE here. Like, I'm moving my stops to B. That's why I say you got to be showing up here and really in tune with the way we trade. And when I say I'm going BE, that doesn't mean I'm closing at break even. It means I'm moving my stops to BE. That means it's house money. That's all it means. It means that at this point, no matter what happens, it's all house money, and there's no damage to my pockets. Your broker went all the way to 27.28. That is fucked. I've seen that happen. I've had that happen to me. Your broker just did this. That's fucked. There's major slippage there. Nice WX. Kamala 2020. You had to throw that in there, Jack. It's like a backhanded compliment. Thanks for explaining that. Thought I needed to close. No, Mike, or Mick, just keep showing up. No, just that's lingo. That's lingo for you, right? Hold on. Did we tap that area? We did tap that area. I would put it on screen here, but this would be a sample size position. Let's see if this pulls back up here. TP would be probably somewhere around here, so I don't want to put it on screen, because if I put this on screen, people will be like, oh, so you're in a position here. Chat, this is not an active position. This is something we're sample sizing. This is what it would look like. It stops here, and we would look probably for a TP now to here, to this point, to the previous wick. And the stop would be moved. That's our low now, so a rebreak at a low will take you to stops. So 13 pip stop for a 22 pip target. Not an actual position, chat. Something we are sample sizing. Strictly sample sizing. Paper trading. There's nothing open. We already took a W on the news. Until when you streaming? I'll be here till 11. Let's hang out. Let's hang out. I am not just streaming. We will be trading. If I see positions, if we see a heavy breakdown here, we will be trading. This is not an actual trade that we are in right now. We already took sells. For anyone that's just coming in here, this is something that's being sample sized. Collecting data to be able to implement these things for next year. And if it hits stops here, it's not that it won't be implemented. It's just we're making adjustments. We're checking how many times will it hit stops versus how many times will it go to TP. We're sample sizing the risk management, moving stops from here to here. Once that low is made, we're sample sizing the actual levels from where these positions would be taken. Okay. And I will be looking for more positions once we're done with this sample. Update stream record, win number 268. Stops would have been hit here. Would have been hit here. Or did they? Let's see if it breaks this area now. Everything's being sample sized, right? Timing, right? I'm gonna look, maybe it's worth doing that if that's the initial push, but not the re-break of the push. Have we re-broke that low yet? We didn't, right? No, it didn't re-break yet. Thank you, Jay, for the pip count. Appreciate that. I could have kept it open just for the pip count, but that would have been stupid. Like, I'm not trying to trade at one lot. We're also sample sizing when we change this level. So maybe we move that stop from here. Once this candle closes bullish, right? So let's say this candle flipped bullish, but is not driving. So we might wait for it to close bullish and then move that stop here. Maybe we don't move that stop at all. I want to see how this plays out. Does it break all of this, right? Does all of this matters? That's why I'm emphasizing it. All right. Fuck off. We'll see it play out. Some people don't think we have real positions here. 13 minutes from now, 10:30. What we would like to see, forget the sample size position. Let's get ready for what we're going to take. Don't forget it. I mean, we'll come back and look at it in a second, but this is what we will look for. Okay? And we will look for top wick entries. This happens every day with a volume push. And you guys have been getting used to taking that volume, seeing that volume push first and looking for that top wick entry. We can't miss the initial pullback, because if we get a small top wick and we re-break the lows, we cannot take that re-break of the high and a steeper top wick if there's going to be already a bottom wick formed or a flip happens. So let's be patient. Let's see this push through, and we'll adjust. It's outside by my joint, right in the corner. Go half lots and average in when it comes down. No, we're gonna take our typical positions. I think after this week, after election week, I'll raise my lots. Never broke that low. The initial low that we set. Interesting. Personally, for our trading, I would love for this to come down. I'm more comfortable with sells here at this point than with buys. Got 10 minutes here. 10 minutes for this 30. There's going to be a lot of data in 10 minutes. It's going to be an important closure. Buys off 32. You got to get to 32 first. And I think if we're headed down to 32, we can have sells to get there. Five here is closing back in this little range, Le candle style. Yeah, I'm not watching the 1 minute anymore. For the first 5 minutes I was. For our trade, I was watching the 1 minute. Our trade was off the 1 minute. This is good. This is good. This is good. 8 minutes. Keep pushing. The news came out in that direction. Good news for the dollar. Gold's dropping. A 1 minute gang. That's fine. Seven minutes. Hi, beautiful. Those are beautiful toys. Chat. It was Wix 11's birthday. Look at the toys she got. Oh, wait. Come here. Why is the cam so high? They can't see you. You gonna share with everybody? Yeah? You gonna give your toy to everybody here? No? She's trying to leave now. I'm kidding. No, go ahead. Go. Enjoy. Love you. Go. Do me a favor. Close the door to the office. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna put up your light after my stream. I'm gonna put up your light. Breaking the lows, re-breaking the lows. Broke it, tapping that wick. 30 is gonna close bearish. Chat, I'm gonna take a sell right here. Just took a sell. Right as we're re-breaking the low here. 35.39 entry. My expectation is for this to either drop or it's going to create a bottom wick here in 4 minutes for the 30. And even if it does that, we'll look for sells. So we might have a better entry or we'll just have fine apples. But same idea. It broke the low, then re-broke the low, so I'm going to expect the continuation down. If we pull up, I'm looking for top wick sells off the 30, very similar to what we usually do, and the 30 closes here in 4 minutes. Expecting a re-break of the lows here right now. If the 30 closes with no bottom wick, we'll just close out the positions. But if that happens, we'll already be in profit anyway, so. So we're in a sell here, gang. 3 minutes for the 30. Three minutes. What are you doing? I don't see much of a heavy support at this area. I think we should be making our way down to here. Two minutes for this 30 to close. I'm gonna close half here at 11. I think it came out to 10. I'm gonna go break even here. Let's just see if this can run, or we would get a pullback. And if we get a pullback here before running, we will look for more. So there's no more risk here. Let's see if it can fill the range with the second position that we have running. And if we get a bottom wick here and we end up pulling back, we'll look for top wick sells on the 30. If we just drive through here, we'll close. So let's see. And if we close with no bottom wick, I'll see if the next candle can create a bottom wick and then close on the bottom wick on the next candle. But at this point, it is house money. The stops are to break even. We are running 12 pips in profit, and let's see what happens. But there is no risk on the table here at this moment. All right, less than a minute to go. You need a black Sharpie? I think you guys took them all over there. All right, 15 seconds. It'd be cool if this can drop on in the beginning of the next candle for a bottom wick before it comes up. Then we can have a chance to close. 3 seconds here. Give me a bottom wick first. All right, I'm gonna close full right here. Just closed full. I'm off the impression it's gonna come back up. That's not much of a bottom wick here, so I'm under the impression it's gonna come back up. So I closed full there. I'm not done yet, chat. We're gonna be here. We're gonna be here till at least 11, maybe an hourly closure, to see what else we can get. We'll be trading all morning. We are trading election week. Last trade on stream, you want a total 26.10 pips. Yeah, we're grinding today. We are grinding today. Yeah, this is why we closed. We filled that previous wick first, closed it, and then not much of a bottom wick here, not much range. So you expect to pull up. Now that you've created that bottom wick though, it'll be easier for price to fill it. But if you're gonna fill it, I'd rather drive off a resistance. So if we can come up here, that'd be cool. But if not, and if we just fill the range, we're gonna look for the hourly closure, and and same idea, right? We're gonna look for a range to fill. Let me add that to the record. Win number 269. I think our runner would have survived for now. Didn't quite get to our B. B would have been like right here. But irrelevant. We're gonna look for the next optimal setup, not catch the breadcrumbs here. Alright, so we got about 12 minutes for the 15. I'm fine taking it off the 15 again, right? If this gives us that push again. If not, highly likely, we're going to have positions off the hourly. Look at this hourly rip. The next hourly candle is going to make a bottom wick. It will have a bottom wick. And if the next hourly candle, the chances of it having a bottom wick are like 95%, 98%, 99%. Whatever it is, it's in the 90s. The chances of that bottom wick happening are extremely high. If we understand that, where can we put ourselves in the most optimal position? On a top wick. So once we start getting this, I think this would be a very lovely area to look for sells, to have an advantage point of the flip and the fill of the wick as your runner, or the fill of the range as your runner, or the fill of the ultimate or the higher time frame range as your runner. Capiche?
Remember it. Write it down. Take a picture. I don't give a fuck.
But not right now off the 50. It's going to have to be the hourly, because the 15, you see what the 15 is doing? It's closing bullish, pulling back up. So we're going to have to take that off the hourly. The 30 is doing that too. Question, how much do you spend on your family in average a month? My monthly expenses are like 15 grand a month on a family of 5 plus. Yeah, it's not just like it's everything. It's our houses, it's you know, it's the businesses, so everything. My expenses are like 15 grand a month. It's the parents. Mortgage 3. You live in your own house or rent? I rent. I rent where I live, and I own what I rent out. Does that make sense? So the properties that we own, we rent out, but the properties that I live on, I rent them. Because I can always find the same property that I own cheaper to rent. Real estate paying my mortgages, Airbnb paying my mortgages. By the way, weeks now, we closed perfectly. W. Yeah, with the pullback. Yeah, it was a really good closure. It's a good read. Could you explain how the election works? Yes. People go to the poll booth, right? Voting place, whatever it is, to the polls, and then they decide who they think should be in charge. And they just mark that off. And then at the end of the day, those are counted, and whoever has the most papers and, you know, with their name marked off becomes the next leader. That's pretty much how I explained it to my daughter. Explain the Electoral College. All right, each state gets an amount of representatives. So technically you vote for what the representatives from your state will do in Washington. So right, each state votes a certain way, and they have amount of representatives. They have a certain amount of representatives that are going to go to Washington and vote and hand in a vote on the state's behalf, right? And each state has a certain amount of those delegates that they sent to Washington to vote on their behalf, right? Each state, it's proportionate to the population in the state. So those delegates that are proportionate to the population of the state will go and vote based on what the people in that state have decided. And basically whoever can get the most delegates, or whoever can get to 270 delegates after the 50 states vote, after all 50 states have their delegates submit the votes, that's who wins. Explain how a nuclear reactor works? Sure. Kaboom! I think I meant what to do with trade. So you're not voting? I voted last week. How did they announce it? It's going to be every network, every major news network, you know, the Fox, the CNNs, the PMSNBCs, you know, all of them, they're all running live coverage. I thought all US residents, no, today is voting day, but there's also early voting. So they started early voting like 2 weeks ago. And we're not going to know all the results today. There are some states that take days to figure out the results. And if it's really close, if it's not a landslide, if it's close tonight, it's going to take forever. They're going to be battling and counts and recounts and lawsuits, right? And judges involved. So basically it's corrupt as hell. Oh please, you're telling me FIFA isn't political? You still watch soccer, right? Yeah, it's corrupt as hell, and you still do it. It's easy. A nuclear reactor breaks apart any tiny. All right. Okay there, Oppenheimer. Take it easy. Even a draw is possible, theoretically, yes. And then they'll go to a runoff. What a shit show America is. Can't even get the basic counting machines to work properly. We can, but then what fun would that be? Yo, never let a good crisis go to waste. Bloody great country. It's America's like many different countries because it's like a different world. Like you leave New York and you go to like, you know, like I said, Nebraska, Montana, North Dakota. It's a different world. It's like a completely different country. You go to California. Well, if you leave New York, you go to California, it's like the same shit. Or if you go to Florida, it's basically New York. But outside of that, like, you know, Texas got its own thing going on. The Midwest got its own thing going on. Right? Seattle, Colorado, like that's a different universe completely. Love your streams, Wigs. Tune in as often as I can. Love Miss Devious. Y'all taught me so much. One love. Yeah, man. One love. Left New York, couldn't find any bacon, egg, and cheese. Yo, try to find some chopped cheese outside of New York. It's so tough. $15's closing here. $15's gonna close no top. Well, we'll see right now in 30 seconds. But right now it has no top wick, but it's bullish and it's back in range. We would probably want to see this before entering a position. We'd probably want to see this here. This would close the 15 bearish, and it would close the 30 week bullish, but still below range. Right, and this would be a heavily bearish 1 hour closure with a bottom wick on the 15, on the 30, on the hourly. So this would be the fake out on the smaller time frame closure below on the hourly, right? Because at that moment, if we get that on the 15, this is what the hourly looks like. Right, we get that on the 15, the hourly looks like this, and then we're looking for a top wick to come down for the rest of the range. Okay. Hold on a second, chat. Surprisingly, there's good produce overall in Colorado. Okay, cool. I guess. What's your favorite movie? One Night in Paris. Yeah, grab the family, grab some popcorn. Go watch that. Really make it a family outing. From Paris with Love? No, One Night in Paris. Why not 2 nights in Paris? Because we didn't get a part 2. We only got a part 1. Bro, I actually Googled it. I wanted to watch it with my parents tonight. Calling a tiring day later. Later, Rob. Well, 50 pips for stream. Y'all got scammed here today. You won your football parlay, 75-262. KC? Yeah. That's a W. Scammer. Waiting on this 1 hour close. Waiting to see what happens. Detroit Gamblers for the win. Yo, where's my lighter? We got 10 minutes. I got that J sitting outside. Got my lighter?
Just give me the light.
Where my lighter at?
Just give me the light.
If the 1 hour closes week like this, it depends how the next 1 hour opens. This is still a range. This is still a range, which will be either fully or partially filled, but bottom wicks will happen. Left it next to the propane. That's true. I did leave it next to the propane. Green's paying attention, bro. I love that guy.
It's because I'm green, isn't it?
Bro, when you coming through? Hold on a second, gang. Flick your bick. Alright, well. If you insist. That's windy as fuck. Go Lions, we got that grit. Yo, Lions look deadly this year. I don't know what it is. I have no faith in Jared Goff, but they've looked fucking deadly. All time frames are showing something different. Yes, not all, but time frames, they're not all lined up. When in doubt, zoom out. We're gonna look at the hourly and the 30. I'm sorry, the hourly and the 4 hour and the 30. Basically every time frame. Yep. Yeah, I don't know what it is. And he doesn't run, right? What is it about Goff? He just stays in the pocket. I always thought he was just kind of weak. Just kind of being bullied on the field all the time. He's got a quick release, right? That's what it is. You know who I think had a quick release? I could be wrong. I think Matt Ryan in his prime had a really quick release. Derek Carr in college had a really quick release. I don't know what it is now with them, but yo. And some quarterbacks have started hitting their stride like late into the career. Like remember Tannehill with the Titans after wasting his career in Miami, and then you had, well, what's his name? The dude in Seattle. Fuck, what's his name? He wasted his career in with New York, and then got to Seattle. It's kind of nice. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a change of scenery, but Geno Smith, yeah. Mike Buzzin, no, that's the lawn. Yeah, don't be dipping, chat. We got 5 minutes, and we might have positions, so stick around. If you're gonna dip, though, drop a like and sub to the channel. They keep fucking up every QB. The Jets, they're like the new Cleveland Browns. Remember back in the day with Johnny Football? Like when he was going there, I knew his career was done. Like they fuck up quarterbacks bad. They still do. Look who they got now. They got Deshaun Watson, and he's playing literally the worst football of his career. Same thing with the Jets. That's what they do. Yeah, they fuck up quarterbacks. I was a fan of Manziel. I liked him, but he fucked up his career too on his own. All right. how many loss has been recovered? Every loss I've ever had has been recovered. Starting from the moment that I've started trading ever. Like from my first day of learning what Forex was till today, every loss I've ever had has been recovered. And then some. I'm house money at this point, bro. He didn't focus on price action and blow his account. Who? John Cena? What you talk about? What you talk about was show the thing? What thing, bro? Hey yo, chill. Show what thing? Bro, don't mind it, but don't smoke the used J again and again because the ash we inhale is not good for your lungs. Make new one every day. But still carcinogens, right? No matter what, if it's lit, if I'm inhaling smoke, it's carcinogens. So it's no bueno for your lungs though. Alright gang, I will expect this to still make a bottom wick. What's the 4 hour look like, man, oh man. This fucking thing can take off, right? You have your shampoo play. Hannanen. Let's get really interesting here. $40 seconds. I like it. We might have positions soon, but I gotta see how we close. I need to close with no top wick. Need the sturdy close with no top wick. $43.4. Interesting. I'm gonna take a sell right here, right where we are right now. Just took a sell. 42.4. Okay. And I will look for a possible pineapple at 43.8. We closed with no top wick and we closed bearish on the 1 hour. So we'll expect the bottom wick to be made. This is a typical position. This is something we always take. So if we see it play out right now or happen now, just that would be avoided now. Gonna have a pineapple right here. Have another entry right where we are right now. And hold on, let me flip the tape. Let me get rid of some of these things. I mean, everything's in our favor. No top wick on the previous 30, and the 1 hour closed bearish, and we respected this resistance on the 1 hour. So my expectation is for this 1 hour to make a bottom wick. Okay, chat. I have one more position right here. Well, another entry. Right where we are. As we tap the body of that candle. To the left. This is, I think we have one more resistance above this of which we can take an entry. And after that, we'll have to look for managed risk. There's 3 resistances. The next one is 2746 area, and then after that I will look for a closure to manage risk if we don't get that bottom wick. But my expectation is the bottom wick here. Alright gang, I'm gonna close full right here, all my positions. First position came to break even, and now we're done. Congratulations, all positions closed. W. W. You know what, chat? Fuck it. I'm not leaving. It's election day. We're gonna look for more positions. Just not on this flip. We grinding. I'm pissed. We grinding though. Last trade on stream, you won a total of 47.4 pips. Yeah, there's no sell stops. Like it needs to make a bottom wick, but we've played our advantage point perfectly. We played this resistance here, right? We played this 30 resistance right here. We took advantage of every possible area we could have rejected at. Word. That's hold on. Let's update the record. That's win number 270 on stream. Notice how we've been all sells. We've been all sells. All positions have been closed. Everything went through in the signals. Anything missing? No. Yeah, Joe Flacco too. So, yo, that's 3 in a row today, chat.
Boom shakalaka! He's on fire!
Hell yeah, let's do a little flex here. Let's do a little. Let's go. Makes you feel good. Like, trust me, whenever you like just flex them buys, yo. Flex the buys. It'll make you feel good. It'll just like get it going. Do it with me, gang. Come on. Come on, Nick. Flex the buys. There you go. It feels great to just flex. But that's it. That's as far as we go. my stop loss was here. I would have looked to close out, not on the break of the high. So my stop is, I don't trade with stops, right? So because everything's 100% of what I do is closed out manually. So if we were to break, hold on. Right, this is about 80 pips. So if we were to break these highs, about 80 pips, but I wouldn't have a stop up there. What I would do is once that happens, I would wait for the candle to close and see how it closes. I wouldn't want to break that high and continue down. If we break that high, come down, and then re-break that high, yeah, that's when I'll close. All right, so if price starts doing this, right? If we're now coming up here and we're breaking this high, right? I'm gonna wait for this candle to close. But if price pulls back down, if this candle hasn't closed yet, right? If it's still open, and if price is doing something, whoops, fuck, I messed that one up. If price is doing something like this, right, and it pulls back and we're able to tap these areas, if we re-break the highs, then I'll close, right? Because typically that re-break of the highs will take you to the top of the next range. But I wouldn't close once we re-break the high. Once we break the highs, I would wait for a candle to close or a pullback and then a re-break of the highs. That's when I close, knowing that now we're driving off a new support. So I didn't have a stop here, but at around 80 pips here, I probably would have looked to see how I can manage risk. That concept has saved me so much here, because the re-break of the highs, there's a massive amount of orders here. You re-break that high, there's a chance you come right back down in range. So you got to give this candle, yeah, sometimes there's chances you get burned, this starts driving, but you look at the timing in the market. You look how long till the next closure. You got to look at the higher time frame, see how that's closing, and then you're literally just making the decision between, is it worth the 3-4 minutes to wait for that closure, or you have 20 minutes for this hourly. You broke the high, right? You haven't seen any kind of rejection off this area. Give it a chance to close, because if you don't want to wait 20 minutes, go down to the 5, see if the 5's giving any indication. If the 5s are closing, if the 5s have wicks, you know, then you're saying, all right, we re-break, it's just going to continue going. But what saved me is that a lot of times when it breaks, it doesn't drive, and it gives the chance. Basically, you're giving the market a chance to come back in range, and you'll realize that, hey, it's either going to respect the support or it's going to come down in range. Comes back down in range and closes, you have pineapples, right? If it doesn't, and if it starts coming back up, yeah, this right here, you can't close. You can't close when you're in this area right here. You can close once you re-break the highs, or the market has closed, pulled back, gave it a chance to drive down. It didn't drive down. It gave you a bottom wick and then pushed up. Then you're like, all right, now I'm in the wrong direction. That's your confirmation. But give it a chance to come down. Wait for that closure, or wait for it to actually bounce off now some other new support that used to be resistance and drive. And as it starts doing that, then you can say, I'm in the wrong direction. So this right here, you'll never save. The way I trade, these extra 40 pips, I'll never save for myself. I'll end up, these 40 pips are a loss, you know, are a loss for me, because if they go, I'll never close the position out in this area. These 40 pips, I leave to play, because in this 40 pip range, I'll identify whether my position is negated or not, right? Whether my breakdown is now wrong based on the new data printed. I mean, everyone manages risk differently, right? And what I'm telling you doesn't mean you have to utilize it. What I'm telling you is something that I've noticed in the market, and if you can somehow incorporate parts of it, or, you know, that as a certain variable for you to take a trade, to avoid a trade, great. It's just, you know, it was valuable to me to understand these things, and it's saved me from a lot of losses that eventually became wins or break evens. Because, yeah, we see a market driving, right? But just because the market is driving, this, first of all, this is, let's say this flips. This is a 4-hour candle, right? There's a lot of time for the next hour to, like, there's going to be smaller time frames where the market will do this, right? Within that 4 hours, right? Eventually it'll look like it's supposed to look, but it'll do a lot in those 4 hours. And if you can understand that, and then you realize the market doesn't move in a straight line, yeah, you might fill a range. Ranges might be more massive, so you'll fill a range, but it won't do this, right? It doesn't just move in a straight line. It'll give you a chance to manage risk. So don't think, oh, just it's re-breaking the high, that's it. We're gonna, unless there's a massive catalyst or we're in the news, right, or something just unexpectedly happen in the world, it's not gonna do that. It's a parabolic market. It moves up and down heavily, but it still moves up and down. Right? No straight lines. Once you understand those things and you trust those things, the only way to trust them is to see them play out. Right? You have to watch it live on the charts, and as we're talking about it, when we're executing and when you're seeing concepts applied, that's when it'll stick in your head. Right? That's when you will be able to associate what the concept is with what's happening on the charts. If you see it and if you talk about it and you see it on the charts and it matches, you'll remember that concept. And there's nothing that beats that, seeing it applied here live on the charts. That's where the value is. If we just talk about it, right, but we don't see it happening here, you're not going to remember it. But hopefully, now that you see it, you remember it. Also, we also keep mentioning this. This is not irrelevant here. This is a bullish closure with no top wick. We know that a high number of times price will come back bearish, right? So you kind of have to have a little bit of blind trust as it's moving against you. It's very counterintuitive, right? As it's moving against you to start taking positions the other way. But when the story is lining up, when it's adding up, you have to act on it. And the difference between today and yesterday was me settling for an entry here versus already at the bottom of the range, right, being here, versus taking this top wick that I wasn't there for and then managing it like the trade was taken off here. And I'm not talking about the stream yesterday, I'm talking about the signals, versus managing it as if it's taken here. Concept saved me so much. Thanks. Opening some. What are you looking for right now? Wicks for taking new trades. Let's see. The hour's flipped. It's driving. 11:15. We have noon. It looks like we're gonna stick around in this range. My issue is these wicks, right? We've created a range, we've filled the range, refilled the range. We're doing it multiple times. I'd like to see it drive outside of this whole area, which is why I was kind of hoping for a bullish push after this, right? We know this has to create a bottom wick, so I was hoping a bottom wick and a bullish push up, because if we push up, it's only maybe about another 50 pips. If we push down, we need to come down another 100, 150 for me to look for positions, right? If we can kind of bounce off 37, 38 areas and start coming back up and get these closures above, that would also be the 4-hour re-breaking its high. That would be the daily re-breaking its high. Like, we can trade this range 50 to 57. So that's what I was hoping to see about 10-15 minutes ago. But right now we're coming down, maybe just to grab those bottom wicks. Maybe we're gonna fill this whole candle, right? A lot of times when you get this kind of price action, create the resistance next, right, come down, create a support, come up, and don't break that previous resistance on the very next candle, you're going to fill the body of this candle. So highly likely we come down to here and make a decision. Later, Tom Taylor. Hey. You use any indicators? Yeah, the EYES indicator. Now. Oh, I had a little sound for that. Uh-oh. What happened? Miss me? Miss me? You want me to play over there? Alright, alright. Give me... Will you take more trades, they're going to call it. I want to take more trades. We're kind of out of... We're in out of volume time, gang. Yeah, let's call it. Let's call it. I want to take more trades, but I was hoping we'd come up above here. If we can break down below 31, I might send something in the signals around maybe around the 4-hour closure around 1 p.m. So if you want to be ready in the signals, I'll tell you in which situation. If we look like this, or if we're bullish, you don't have to worry about nothing. If the signal channel, I mean, if the charts look like this at 1 p.m. on the 4-hour closure, look out for possible signals. Okay. If they look like they are right now, then I don't know. I don't want to be within this range within all these wicks. It's lovely. Don't get me wrong. I just don't want to be there. So yeah, let's call it Wicks of Trading Genius going to run out of room to put the wins. We ain't leaving. I'm not leaving. Yeah, baby. I'm going in 1 minute. Let me say goodbye to everybody. I hear you yelling, Papa. I hear you. I hear you. Watch the cartoon. You said watch out for 1 p.m. Yeah, I would say watch out. I would probably look for this 4-hour to close. I want to see some direction based on the higher time frame here for the 4-hour. So if we're able to kind of break out of this range, we can trade 31 to 24 here. It's enough room, 70 pips. But at this moment, at this point, I just want to get out of this area, up or down. So around 1 p.m. possible, 1:15. I'm gonna look at it. I'll see how it closed, how the 4-hour closed. But outside of that, I think we're gonna say goodbye here. Drop some likes for a 100 pip stream. Right, sub to the channel, damn near 100 pips. Sub to the channel, turn on your notifications so you know when we're on. We'll be back tomorrow, hopefully with the results of the election already known, right? Already released. And we can have some fun discussions, talk about it, see how tonight went down for all of you. Gang, thanks for being here with me. Appreciate all of you. Appreciate all the support. I will see you guys tomorrow. Chat, love and wisdom to you all. Mods, thank you so much for helping me run the stream. Zoom gang, Nick, Kenny, Jay, everybody. I'll see you guys in the clubhouse. All right. As for me, it's my time here is up. Let's get our outro loaded. There it goes. Let's turn up the volume. Shout out to everybody that took a dub with us today. But we're calling it a session, and you already know the deal. Just like that. Yes, gang. Just like that, another New York session is in the books. Enjoy your day, everybody.